We'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Lucy, will you have your flag up and please stand for the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the
the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it
for which it
stands,
stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next item is the approval of agenda. Can I have a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Any comments? All in favor? Say aye.
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 Item 3 is proposed executive session.
I move we enter into executive session for the purpose of confidential attorney-client privilege communication regarding information related to the superintendent search and appointment and employment of a new superintendent. Further, that the board invites Ken Petrasco and Peter Marr to attend.
Thank you very much. The second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, to the audience and out there, we will be back hopefully at around 7:20. And but we will wait for you if we're back earlier. Thank you.
Victor, we're leaving right now?
Yes, you're going to go over to Google Meet.
Hi, gang. Chris.
Looks like we're waiting for a couple more, but you guys are live to the public.
Ah.
Bob, I was just letting everyone else know you guys are live.
All right. And I am texting the other two folks to get them live too, okay?
Chip has joined.
Okay, good.
Ah.
We're back.
I see
Kennedy.
Charles Dumais here. Does that mean we're going to have another 4-hour meeting?
No.
All right, Bob, whenever you're ready, you're live to the public.
All right, thank you. Well, we're back out of the executive session, and the next item is the possible action regarding appointment and employment of new superintendent of school district 13. And I think, Andrew, did you want to make that motion? Andrew didn't get back. Ken, is Andrew on?
No, he's not.
Like he's here yet. I'm going to resend him an invite.
We're switching between two different formats, so.
I understand Yale New Haven is quite busy with cases right now.
Yeah.
Well, we hope he doesn't bring his work home with him.
Ha ha, Victor.
Dr. Taylor had indicated he would like to make the motion. So we're trying to make sure he got back online.
He just texted me he's having trouble getting in. If I send him mine invite, he won't be able to use mine, right?
He'll be able to use it. He'll just appear as you with your name. I did just resend him his invite.
Okay, all right, I'll tell him. Okay.
Is there?
I think he's arrived.
Dr. Taylor.
Dr. Taylor, we have, are you in the hospital? You're muted if you're still there.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm in the hospital.
So the next item is a possible motion on regarding appointment and employment. I understand you want to read that.
Yes, the only thing that I need to have resolved is the part about the date.
He indicated we would go with October, just January 28th, unless to be negotiated at a later time.
Okay. Okay, I will make that amendment. Okay, so I will, I'll read the motion. So let it be moved that in accordance with and subject to the provisions of section 10157 of the Connecticut General Statutes, the board appoints Douglas Shuk as superintendent of schools effective January 28th, 2021. And move further that the chairperson of the board be authorized to finalize and execute the proposed contract on behalf of the board with respect to Douglas Shuk's employment as superintendent of schools.
I'll second the motion.
Any comments? All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Looks like it's unanimous. Welcome, Doug.
Welcome.
I just have some introductions and then we'll hear from you. First, I'd like to begin by thanking every member of the Regional School District 13 Board of Education who collectively served as Superintendent Search Committee for all their time and effort in this extensive process. I also want to thank our search consultants, Charles Dumas of Cooperative Extension Services, CES, and Bill Bryan of the Bryan Group, LLC, TBG, who did an outstanding job in bringing us through this process to our final selection. CES and their TBG partners prepared and widely distributed a vacancy announcement outlining our community's educational assets and expectations for our new leader. The search consultants concurrently conducted discussions with the search committee, district leaders, community leaders, and community organizations, and facilitated extensive focus group discussions to prepare the district leadership and criteria profile for the desired superintendent. This effort led to the development of a leadership criteria and style instrument, including the identification of both desired and unwanted attributes, and a matrix of 18 different functional competencies. This matrix was used throughout the process in the evaluation and scoring of applicants, from the assessment of the applications to the final interview. With the guidance of the search consultants, all 18 received applications reviewed by and evaluated by the Superintendent Search Committee. The applications included the routine qualification and background information, written philosophies of leadership, instructional leadership and management, and professional letters of reference. 7 highly qualified candidates were chosen for interviews based on their match with the identified leadership criteria. Initial interview consisted of a number of questions on topics identified as priorities in Region 13, specifically, and school districts in general, lasting approximately an hour, followed by an hour of guided storytelling, a method that uses candidate-generated stories based on both positive and negative life and work experiences, during which decisions, thoughts, actions, and feelings are explored as the story proceeds. This process gave a deep and comprehensive insight into the competencies and leadership profiles of each candidate. 3 excellent candidates were selected for a second comprehensive interview, this time using a more extensive guided storytelling model that explores career progression, choices, personal impact experiences, and additional up and down positive and negative stories, all of which were evaluated against the established leadership criteria. And by the way, they all took 4 to 4.5 hours. After completion comprehensive process analysis, the Regional School District Board has selected Doug Shuk as to serve our next as superintendent. Dr. Shuk is currently the superintendent of Bedford County Public Schools in Bedford, Virginia, where he has served as superintendent since 2009. He also serves as an adjunct professor at Longwood University. Prior to Bedford County, Doug served in several leadership positions in Stafford County Public Schools in Stafford, Virginia, from 2001 to 2009. From 1994 to 2001, he was a middle school physical science teacher and high school physics teacher at Hayfield Secondary School in Fairfax, Virginia. Additionally, he served in the United States Navy from 1990 to 1994 as a meteorology and oceanography officer. Dr. Shook earned his bachelor's degree in biomedical engineering from Duke University, which we understand he knows that University of Connecticut is where you have to move his heart, and a Master of Education in Curriculum and Instruction and Doctor of Philosophy and Education Leadership from George Mason University. Dr. Shook is a great fit to follow the leadership and strategic planning initiated by Dr. Catherine Serino as she moves on. We are excited to introduce you to Dr. Shook and offer this quote from his as a glimpse into what he will be bringing to Regional District 13. And I quote, "I believe that each learner has an innate desire to learn, and it is our responsibility as educators to cultivate that desire through personalized, relevant, and contextual experiences. I view learning as a socially embedded process that depends on strong collaborative relationships and high levels of trust. I also believe that learning happens anywhere, and that an open-walled approach can leverage resources and provide learning experiences that are generally inaccessible within the traditional learning paradigm. I feel strongly that learning needs to be competency-based with clear expectations for achievement that can be demonstrated and measured through a variety of methods." On behalf of the Regional District 13 Board of Education, I am pleased to welcome Dr. Shook into the District 13 community. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to Dr. Doug Shook.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, let me ask, can you hear me okay? Is my audio good?
Could be up a little higher.
Higher? Okay. Just give me 1 minute here. Maybe if I just get a little bit closer. Is that any better? Now you're muted, so I can't hear you.
Sounds fine to me, Doug.
Does? Okay, great. Well, good evening, members of the board, members of staff that may be on, members of the community, search consultants. Let me just start out by saying that I am humbled and honored to be selected to serve the learners, families, and employees of Region 13, as well as the communities of Durham and Middlefield, as the next superintendent of schools. I'd like to thank the members of the Board of Education for conducting such a comprehensive selection process that we just heard about, along with Chip Dumais, Bill Bryan, and others who made that process so invigorating. Chairman Moore provided you some brief highlights for my career, and I genuinely appreciate that he and the other members of the board feel that my experiences, beliefs, and approaches to education match the vision and values of Region 13. In addition, I think it's important to acknowledge that nothing I've achieved professionally would have been possible without the unconditional love and support of my amazing wife, Denise. She is fully committed to our move to Connecticut and my service to Region 13, and we both are looking forward to this next step in our lives. I also mentioned that Denise and I have been blessed with 2 daughters, Julian and Emily, who both currently attend college in Virginia and who also both support this move. Not that maybe they had as much say in it as Denise and I did. Now, at the risk of alienating anyone before I even start my work in Region 13, I will confess upfront that I am a diehard Steelers fan, having spent most of my formative years living in the Pittsburgh area. That shouldn't bother any Patriot fans in this community, as I imagine there are many, since you've gotten the better of us in recent memory. I was also thrilled to learn that our high school athletic teams are known as the Blue Devils, since that's also the mascot of my undergraduate alma mater, my favorite college basketball program. Now, in addition to following my favorite sports teams, I also really enjoy the outdoors. And over the past decade, I've developed a passion for endurance sports, especially those that involve running trails in the mountains near our current home. Some people have told me that a person must be crazy to train and compete in ultra marathons. And I'm not saying there isn't some basis for that sentiment. On the other hand, having served as a superintendent for the past 11 years, I can also attest to the mental and physical health benefits of being able to unplug periodically and focus my energy on something other than work. There may be other aspects of my personal or professional life that interest people in this community, but I believe we're going to have plenty of time to get to know each other in the days and weeks ahead. As you heard earlier, I won't be officially starting in Region 13 until January, but I'm going to try to learn as much as I can about all of our schools, as well as the communities they serve over the next several months. This will definitely include some meet and greet Zoom events coordinated through Region 13, which I believe we'll be discussing here in a few minutes. And I want to say we would all rather be doing these events in person. But given the challenges we're all facing with COVID-19, the Zoom provides us a more practical option that also honors the many health and safety precautions that have become necessary in all aspects of our lives in 2020. I also want to thank Dr. Serena for her leadership of Region 13, including successfully operating the schools amidst this COVID-19 pandemic. Having walked through that myself in my current district, I have great empathy and great respect for any superintendent who can lead under these circumstances. And Dr. Serena, I look forward to spending as much time as I can collaborating with you over the next few months to make this transition as smooth as possible. In closing, I would just like to once again thank the members of the Region 13 Board of Education. The 10 of you are clearly committed to doing whatever it takes to empower learners to thrive and contribute to our world as global citizens. And I am excited to join you and the employees of Region 13 in this most noble endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Any board members want to say anything?
Welcome, Dr. Shook. I've heard your name pronounced numerous ways, so let's get it straight right now. Let's spell it phonetically, and let's try to get the entire community on the same page, because so far I've heard shuck, like shucking oysters. I've heard shook, kind of like shush, be quiet. So let's get it done.
Okay, so you all did very well, and you got much closer than most people have right out of the gate. We pronounce it shook as if it's phonetically S-H-O-O-K. My grandfather immigrated to this country from Austria, and so in the German language, it would be schuch, but we just say shook, and that's what most people find the easiest to say.
Well, as a fellow German descendant, I will just say that my name in German is Friedrich, but we say Frederick.
When Dr. Shook indicated that he was liked endurance sports, he just completed 2 weeks ago, Doug, a 100-mile mountain race in the Appalachian Mountains in Virginia, and he completed it in 38 hours straight, averaging about 24 minutes per mile and about 7,500 feet of elevation change, right?
Well, I don't know the exact miles per hour, because that would just depress me and how slow I was going. And I really appreciate the fact that you didn't withhold this appointment after you found out that I did that. But it was actually 112.8 miles, and the elevation gain was 30,000 feet. And I am now starting to recover. But I don't know that I'll ever do anything like that again. But it was an amazing challenge, and the mountains are beautiful here, so I got to really experience that.
So our cross-country team better watch out.
I'll help you find a good physical therapist when you get up here, Doug.
Thank you very much. I will need one.
Missy is.
And I am, but I won't treat him. And we're very excited to have you. So
thank you.
Good luck with your house search, because Things are flying right now.
That's what we've heard.
You'll find something, I'm sure.
One of the things we wanted to do tonight is to schedule some meetings with the staff and some students and administrators. And Doug, if you have any dates that are available, I will set up a meeting with the two first selectmen and find out when they're free, and then we can figure that out. But if you have any dates that we could meet with one of the administrators and then the entire faculty, that would be great. It'll be Zoom at night, so.
Well, and you had warned me about this. I could do as early as tomorrow night, if that's not too soon, and if that works for others. And also, I could do next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday night. Now, Tuesday is election night, so maybe people don't want to do that, but I'm available. I'm not going to be, you know.
You're not voting for you then, huh?
I'm not glued to the television that evening. I figure I'll find out who wins when it's called, probably after midnight or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, any of that works. The following week is also good as well, except for the 12th. We have our monthly board meeting in Bedford that evening. And the 11th is Veterans Day, which is not a holiday for us, but it may be for you all. So we may want to stay away from that too.
All right. Well, I will get with the administrators and the faculty, and then we'll put out a general one for any of the parents or students who would like to meet you. And we'll try to keep them to an hour and see what we can get. So thank you so much for accepting the offer, and thank you so much for willing to take on this really huge responsibility. So for those public at home, Dr. Shook is also going through COVID closures like we are in his schools, and has doing the same thing that our superintendent and teachers are doing, and trying to get contact tracing. And so he's a little bit busy during the days for the next couple of weeks. But if there's any public on the line tonight who have a question or would like to say anything, Ken will let you in.
Nobody's currently on the phone. We want to give it a few minutes just in case.
Yeah.
Bob, if I could have a moment of personal privilege.
Sure.
I just would like the board to recognize that Bob Yamartino is not with us tonight. He is attending the funeral of his father-in-law, rather. Bob sent me a copy of kind of his bio. He was quite a remarkable man. I won't get into the details, but I would like the minutes to reflect that we've been thinking of him, and that the Board of Education sends his deepest sympathies to he and his family.
Sure. Thank you, Norm. Ken, is there anybody out there?
No, still no callers.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. I guess we'll have a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you and good night. And thank
Good
you.
night.
Welcome, Dr. Schuch.
Good night. Welcome aboard, Doug.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much.
I'll send you the contract tomorrow. All right.
Victor.